Welcome back to Nebraska. Yes, we're on the Brant Farms and Feedlot again. And we're still working on fields that don't belong to us. So let's see how that's going. Now this one I haven't bought, so I can't do anything about it except for run it manually. And I was just dumping some corn. This one we do own, but it has these terraces in it. So I've kind of wheedled it away a little bit so that I can kind of hire... kind of went around the berms a little bit so that it's got maneuvering room. We'll let him go for a little while. Get back to this one that we're mowing manually. And it's kind of late in the day. Otherwise, I was thinking, of course, I do have wither turned off. I could speed time up and it wouldn't really hurt anything. I was thinking of attempting to seed and see if I get that big seeder to work with course play and not run into fences. So, is that a separate field? No, this is all one field. It's got a berm on it too. Yeah, once we purchase these fields, what I'm thinking about doing, if you take a look at the map, if we take a look at the map here, there's two terraces on this field and two on this field. What I was thinking about doing is saying 19A, 19B, and 19C, and do a manual course just around the berm until it's all done. That would be 19A. Start here and do this one around, be 19B and 19C, and just split it up so I can, have course play do it. The problem is that course play doesn't know there's a terrace there. All it knows is there's no crop there. So if you start running it, it's going to try to, it's just not going to work. So that's probably going to be my solution once I purchase these fields. Now I've already purchased 18, so the next time we have crop on there I can actually do that. It's going to take some time. It's kind of like the grass field that I did up by the main farm. Now I went over offline and drove over to the small farm, which is right behind me here on that side of the map. It doesn't have any kind of silos or anything on it. It's a very small map. It has one barn or work shed, whatever you want to call it, and a house. And that's it. And it's right behind the milk farm. So with it, we're probably going to have to use probably farm number 2 silos, because it's pretty close. Be a lot farther than trying to drive all the way up to the cattle yard. Yeah, that's quite the hill there. There's no way you're going to be able to. Yeah, the combine just go right over the edge and get stuck. That's all it's going to do. So probably if I do, these fields manually, I'll just, like I said, I'll start right here or whatever, just go round and round and round till it's done. The first swath would be taking the edge of this, and because it's not shaped very well, it might be easier just to do the field in a circle. I don't know. I haven't really decided. Just start here and go clear around the field and just keep going in like a taco. Like a spinning pizza. Target. I heard on the news, I think, the other day that Canada closed all Target stores in Canada. Evidently, Target's not real big up there. Yeah, I don't know what they have against Target. I don't know. Yes, yes, yes. Isn't this fun? It's kind of strange, really. I don't often do manual combining. Yeah, one of the reasons is that even if I, wasn't recording, and the fact that, manual, I mean, just going up and down the field like this has got to be kind of boring in a way. I mean, if I don't say anything, if I just shut up and just do this, it would be kind of, okay, I'm going to sleep now, kind of boring. But anyway, the reason why I don't necessarily do that, even if I'm playing by myself, is that I can't get very much done, with course play. And again, we've talked about this before. If you had a farm this big, there's no way one person could do everything. They just couldn't get it done. And so course play represents you hiring a hired hand. And so it's the same way in the game. If I want to get something done, I've got to hire somebody to do the harvest and pick up the grain and haul it to the silos, while I'm doing other stuff. Now, let's see. Let me go to the other combine and see if there's any way that I can set up course play, or even just hire somebody. Whoa, whoa. Got a little spin action going there. Let's see what we can do down below here, because there's a pretty good sized chunk out here that is actually square or rectangular. Alright, let's see if I can kind of line this up. I don't know how far he went, but let's just kind of do this right here. I'm going to hire this guy. See how much of that I miss on the left up there. There may be a little corner that I'm going to miss up. Yeah, there is, but that's okay. We'll come back and finish it off. Thank goodness for these headers that are umpteen meters long. Right now, these are biggest headers in the game. Unless they make a mod that's bigger. But, that's pretty good size right there, for a corn header. The wheat header's bigger. Whoa! Man, I tell you, when he gets full, he just takes off. Like a jet. Man, these rigs are getting dirty. Now, that's interesting. Detail right there. See that bar that goes across? Notice how it's not dirty in the middle, but it's dirty on the ends. That would probably be pretty consistent of grain you know, as you're filling the trailer with grain, that grain would keep that clean. Wouldn't you think? So that's kind of a realistic kind of a detail. See, look. That's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Wonder what price of corn's going for now. You know, I don't know. That's just kind of a pain to take it there. The ADM is 1160, and the seed store's still better, 1163. Not by much, but a little bit. So we'll take it to the seed store. That reminds me, if I've got grain in 2 locations now, you know, like farm 2 and farm 1, the main farm and the medium-sized farm both have silos, and I think they're interconnected. So if I set a course to sell, I wonder if I can get to the medium-sized farm this way. If I set a course to sell, I'm going to have to do one for each farm. So, and I didn't know that before. So I should say farm 1 and farm 2, or large farm, small farm, medium farm. So I would, because that way I'll know which silo that I'm selling from. And let's take a look at the map. And actually from this farm, biodiesel's really close, and the garden center's really close. So yeah, I still think this one's a little closer than the other farm. So when we go to sell this corn, I'm going to sell it from here. This is kind of, you wouldn't do this. Don't do this at home. I'm a professional. Alright, doesn't look like the combine's moving. Unless he's turning around. No. What happened? Oh, wrong combine. Sorry. Oh. Oh, he went the other way. Alright, that makes sense. So I don't have to worry about that little corner then. He must have gotten it. Okay, I have some confessions to make. I've been really busy. Well, as you know, I've had family with medical issues that's kept me really busy, and that's out of town busy. You know, it takes me 5 to 6 hours to drive to my dad's house, or where my dad lives, one way. And thank God the price of gas is down right now. But that's not the confession I want to make. I've been playing a lot of other games lately. I got back into 2 old games that I haven't played for a while. And I think you know about Eve. I've been telling you about that. I've got 4 characters going on Eve, mining. But my boy that's in college talked me into getting back into World of Warcraft. Now, I played World of Warcraft from the very get-go. I actually beta tested. And so I've been playing World of Warcraft from the very start. But in the last couple of years, I haven't played much, but I have paid. I've paid my 14, 15 bucks a month for the last couple of years, and I'll only log in just to, make sure that my guilds are, going. I had 3 guilds that I was leader of, and I got usurped in one of them, but that's okay. They're all guilds that I formed with friends. So yeah, I got usurped from one of my buddies. A lot of them had stopped playing, and for whatever reason, whether they're tired of paying for it, or for whatever reason. And so I kept logging in. Well, this one guild I hadn't logged into for a long time, and the game came up, and one of my friends happened to log in one day, and it said to him, the guild leader hasn't logged in for a while, you want to be guild leader? Boom. He took it, so he took my guild away from me. But that's okay, I have 2 more. But anyway, the Lords of Draenor came out, and I wasn't going to get it for 2 reasons. And ultimately, I changed my mind for the same reason. The 2 reasons was I wasn't really playing World of Warcraft because all the people I played with weren't playing. And so my son called me, and he said, from college, and he said, look, I got my girlfriend to start playing WoW, and his buddy, who I used to play with, got his new girlfriend to play WoW, and she has a cousin or 2. So all of a sudden, we had about 6 or 7 people playing again, and so they said, come back in. And I said, okay. Well, I never got out. I still had my characters, and I was still paying for it. I just wasn't logging in for the last couple of years. So they talked me into logging in, and we got to playing again. And the next thing you know, like I said, I wasn't going to buy the new expansion because, and again, one of the reasons why is because they want so dang much money for everything. It was like, what, 50 bucks to play, or 70 bucks if you want the digital copy, with the extras. Well, it came down to I wasn't going to do it, and then my son got it, and then his friend got it, and they were talking all about it, and I thought, you know what, I wasn't going to get it because I didn't want to spend the money. But if I look at the last umpteen years that I played that game and add up all the money I've spent on expansions, and 15 bucks a month for umpteen years, what's another $70? So I went ahead and got the Lords of Draenor, and I've been playing it and having all kinds of fun. But again, I've got a game now I'm playing 6 to 8 hours a day. Well, between that and Eve. So, and with Eve, I'm trying to pay for the extra characters I have by earning money in the game. So I've got to come on and mine for at least a couple hours a day to keep that up. So I've got enough ISK within a month's time to pay for 3 or 4 characters. Wow, I'm just having fun. So unfortunately, kind of cuts my game time down. But I told myself that I'm going to keep making the farming games for sure. And so I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm back to making, trying to make at least 1 episode a day. And I've been jumping between the Bjornholm and Nebraska. Although I'm leaning on playing Nebraska more just because I'm having more fun. Unfortunately, some of my other games have been kind of lacking. I need to get some episodes made, and I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to stay with my old schedule, and my old schedule was to do, Farming Simulator as often as I can. At least, I try to do one a day of farming, and I may miss a day once in a while, just because of, family circumstances, real life stuff. And anybody that games knows that, real life can really kind of suck a game out of you. Real life happens, and gaming takes a second base, and that happens to everybody. I better go check on the other combine though. Yeah, he's full. Where's his tractor? Tractor. So I'm going to try to get back in my old schedule, and to be honest with you, me playing these other games won't really affect my old schedule as much as you might think. My old schedule was to do a farming game every day, and to do one of my other games once or twice a week. Like Minecraft, I've been doing 2 episodes a week, Monday and Friday. And then Skyrim, I've tried to do once a week. Fallout New Vegas, 1 episode a week. Dragon Age Origins, 1 episode a week. And the only problem I've had recently is the fact that I've been out of town. And so, I sat down and made, 3 or 4 farming episodes so that I'd have some to go on while I was gone. And that worked pretty good. But the other games take a little bit longer to make. I mean, I can sit and farm for 45 minutes and then just render the video. The other games, I have to edit quite heavily. I don't have to, but I do. So they take a lot longer to make. Like these, I can sit down, and unless I have a coughing fit or a sneezing fit in the middle of the video, I don't have a lot to edit out because I'm just farming. So these are relatively easy for me to make. But starting this next week, I'm going to get back in my schedule and get some Skyrim and Fallout New Vegas and Dragon Age Origins back on schedule. Alright, what's he waiting for? No, really, what is he waiting for? And doesn't he see this guy? I guess not. That's odd. Alright, what happens if I tell him to drive now? Is he going to try to go back to the farm? Yes, he is. Alright, I don't want you to do that. I want you to go... Oh my god. Yeah, I keep forgetting that's a tree. I keep thinking it's a bush I can just drive through. Oh, come on. I wonder what that course is right there. Do I have another course down here on field 18? Oh. Who knew? Yeah, the World of Warcraft kind of getting the new expansion. I started equating it to buying movies. Okay, so let's say, you know, the first Batman movie. I got the first Batman movie with Keaton in it, and then the second one and the third. Then, you know, you had those Batman movies, and then all of a sudden you had George Clooney and Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, in that one Batman movie, it was the worst thing I'd ever seen in my life. But so I didn't enjoy even watching it the first time. So I couldn't bring myself to buy it until one day I was looking at my video collection and I didn't have it, and I thought, well, I don't want it, but I'd like to have it just because it's part of the collection. You know what I mean? And so I bought that movie, and it sits on my shelf, not even unwrapped. I don't think I'll ever watch it again, but I went ahead and bought it. Okay, well, that's kind of how I looked at this, you know, this last expansion for, you know, World of Warcraft. You know, I kind of gotta have it, right? The only difference is it's actually fun to play. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So, you know, in that respect, it's worth the money. Where the Batman movie's never going to be worth anything I spend on it. Kind of reminds me, you know, I like all these superhero movies. You know, like the X-Men and you know, I even like all the Superman ones. You know, especially the Christopher Reeve Superman ones. You know, which nobody seemed to like Superman in the movies, but there you go. But I did, and just because I'm a comic book guy, you know, I was raised on comic books, and I even bought Catwoman with Halle Berry. I mean, how bad was that? That's the worst movie ever made, just about. And you can't tell me, you know, anybody that says they like that movie, they're only saying that because Halle Berry was dressed in, you know, some slinky little outfit. That's the only reason anybody enjoyed that movie. But that wasn't enough to make it, you know, worth watching for me. I mean, I watched it the first time and I thought, oh, that movie's so bad, I'll never watch that again. Kind of like Daredevil. Daredevil used to be one of my favorite comic books. But Ben Affleck ruined it for me. It was a terrible movie. All right, let's go get our truck. Head him up, load him up, load him out, head him up, move him out. See if I can get over this hill with this truck. I keep wanting to call this a Mack truck. It's a man truck. Obviously, this truck was not built by women. Otherwise, they'd call it woman truck. All right, here we go. I wonder how much corn we got. Ooh, we're getting a stack of corn, aren't we? I might be able to sell enough to buy that next farm. I'll tell you what I'll probably do is, I don't know if, you know, this is the other big one. The other farms I need to look at, 5. I want to have enough money to buy that one. The other 2 I can manually do it. It wouldn't kill me. But that 5, I don't want to manually do that one. Plus, I want to see if Courseplay can handle it. Notice how I said that. Handle. That's farm lingo for handle. Yeah, I'm hoping Courseplay can handle that. We talked about that the other day. People that talk, you know, and say words kind of funny. Like, I know a lady I know that doesn't do washing. She does washing. Oh, it's funny too because she was talking about somebody she knows that has a Toyota. A what? You know, a Toyota. Are you talking about a car? Yeah, a Toyota. Okay. Yeah, at one point I thought, wow, these combines, they operate at a pretty fast speed until you have to do it manually. Then you think, oh my God, this is slow. Really? Yeah, I'm starting to wonder about some of these movies though. Okay, so I like comic books. And you know, I kind of I don't get upset terribly when a movie changes things. For example, The Avengers, you know, a lot of that movie doesn't necessarily match up with the comic book or the lore or all that kind of stuff. I mean, how did the head of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know, Nick Fury become black? How does that happen? But I didn't let it bother me. You know, I know what happened in the comics, and that's okay. You know that this isn't the comics. This is a movie, and you know they change movies to do it for whatever reason. But one of the things that really is going to bug me about a movie that's going to be coming out here pretty soon is the new Fantastic Four. Now, I don't know if you watched the old Fantastic Four movies. There's 2 of them. And if you did, I don't know if you liked them. I liked them only because I was a big Fantastic Four fan during the comic books. Big time. And again, I enjoyed it so much that I wasn't going to let the movies bother me if they weren't correct. So I bought and watched the movies and enjoyed them. They're entertaining. I didn't have a problem with them. You know, but they're making a new Fantastic Four movie where the Torch, Johnny Storm, and the Invisible Woman, Susan Storm, you know, they're brother and sister. But in the new movie, Susie Storm is a white girl, and Johnny Storm is black. Well, they're supposed to be brother and sister. How does that happen? Well, I mean, it could happen if there's an adoption or something, but it just... Why do they have to do that? It just doesn't make any sense to me why they do things like that. It's like the movies where they made Noah. They made a movie about Noah, and they made a movie about Moses recently. And those are biblical characters. But in the movies, they made them atheists. What? Why did they even make the movie then? Why make a biblical movie where the main characters are atheists? It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I don't know how Johnny Storm got to be a black person. It just, you know, are they not brother and sister in this story? Have they changed the story that much? I mean, I had a hard enough time with what the changes they made in the X-Men, you know, as far as different from the comic books. But it was entertainment, and I watched them, enjoyed them. Yeah, and anybody that doesn't think that the beast being played by Frazier isn't funny doesn't have a sense of humor. Well, I'm going to have to get up early in the morning to finish this field, I tell you what. I'll be farming all night. You know what I could do is continue farming if I have to do these manually offline, and just put a movie on and just kind of look over at the screen once in a while and make sure I'm not driving off into the trees. Whoa, what's going on here? Sliding off the hill. Did you guys see that? You know what I think happens is, let me see that terrain. Yeah, the header at an angle digs into the ground, I think is what's happening, and it's dragging the combine over. In that particular case, I think that's what was happening. Whoa, that didn't take long. Full load on that. I thought he had a little bit more corn in there than he's got. How'd he get so far away? Yeah, I did. I was going to run over and see. Forget, this field is about 7,000, isn't it? 700,000. God, that's a lot of money. But that's probably about right. It's a big field. It's almost $1 million field. $1 million, you know, it's $1 million field. $1 million. When I was a kid, you know, millionaires were like not very many. It's like, as a matter of fact, they used to have a show on called The Millionaire, and this was like in the 60s, if I remember right, 50s or 60s. They had a show about the millionaire. They had some guy that worked for the millionaire, and he would send this guy out that worked for him, and this guy would go out and give somebody $1 million. And I don't remember much about the show as far as the gist of what happened, but every episode the guy'd go out to somebody and offer them $1 million, and then the show would, you know, go on to see what they did, you know, because of that, blah 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 blah. Back then $1 million was a lot of money, but $1 million now, I used to have people say, hey, we're gonna play the lottery, and you know, well, what kind of lottery? Well, you might win 20 or 30,000. Well, that's not worth it. If I was gonna win the lottery, you better be more than $1 million. It better be several million. It had to be like 10 or 20 million to make it worth my while, because, you know, $1 million just gets you in trouble. And everybody says, oh, it's $1 million. You know, hey, if I gave you $1 million, like in a lottery, you'd probably spend it in a heartbeat. You know, a lot of people go out and the first thing they do is they buy a new home. Okay, well, there's 500,000 right there. You know, there's half of it right there. Well, you've already lost half of it to the government as soon as you win it in taxes, especially if you live where I live. I live in Oregon. Oregon's the highest taxed state in the country. Okay? Now, to be honest, it isn't the only one. Oregon and Hawaii tie for the highest state income tax in the country, the highest taxes. 11% for Oregon and Hawaii. Now, that's just income tax. We have to pay high property taxes compared to other states. And we have gasoline taxes, and, you know, we have a lot of different taxes. that make it, worse even than the high income tax. So you win any money in this state, and the government's pretty much going to get it, a lot of it. So right there, you better win more than just $1 million. But I've known people that have won 50 grand, and all it did is get them in trouble. You have to pay taxes on it, income taxes on it, and by the time you do that, there's not much of it left, really. Now, I think that I'm at a time in my life where if I won money, I'd spend it. But in years past, if I won any money, I would have just invested it. Everybody says, oh, I'd pay my house off and I'd do all these kind of things. I might still do that, but I doubt it. If I was young and won several $1 million, I'd just put it in the bank and let it draw interest. You could live pretty good off the interest of $1 million if you weren't, if you didn't want to live in a mansion, which I don't care to. You watch some of these TV shows where the people live in these great big marble, big staircase houses and stuff, and it looks like a museum. It doesn't look like it's anything you'd want to live in. You walk in the door and say, hello, 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 hello. You get that echo because there's nothing in it but marble, and who cleans all that? I wouldn't mind having a nicer house. I have a pretty nice house now. I worked hard for it, but I don't know if I'd want to live like that. You see some of these TV shows where some rich guy lives in this house and it's made out of cement or something. Have you seen those? They're all glass and cement. It's like, are you kidding? Man, this guy's having a hard time. So I don't know if I change my lifestyle. I might travel a little bit more. But I always said, when I'm done working and retire, I just want to enjoy life. I want to go out and not have to go to work. Go out and sit on my front porch if I want to. Drink a cup of tea. Go to a movie in the afternoon instead of having to wait till a weekend or, an evening movie where I fall asleep during the dang thing. Just smell the roses. Enjoy life. I don't care if I become a world traveler or anything like that. I just want to enjoy the rest of my life. And if I have enough money to do that, then I'm a happy camper. Yeah, let's go check on the other combine before we're out of time here. Oh, he done. Well, kind of. Get that corner. Oh, there's not much there. Where's the truck? There it is. He never did come back down, that booger. All right, we got this little triangle to deal with. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, and I'll finish that other field off. And then in the next episode, we'll sell some of this crop so that we can hopefully purchase field number 5, and we'll see how that works. And I've got a couple people asking me, or not asking me, but looking forward to me trying to do a course play route to seed these fields. And they're interested in finding out how that's going to work with the seeder and the fences. Well, now here he comes. He must not have been able to see you down there. So, yeah, when I come back next episode, hopefully we'll sell some crop and have enough money to purchase maybe one of those wheat fields, or well, field number 5 at any rate. In the meantime, hope you had fun. Hope you're having fun on your farm. And we're into the weekend now. And I'll see you in the next episode.